come in with slim NCAA tournament hopes. They'll face number 23 Oklahoma. The Sooners close out their home schedule tonight. The Sooners are eyeing the 2 seed for the Big 12 tournament, which starts next week. A win tonight and Saturday at TCU, and it's theirs. Meanwhile, West Virginia needs to win. A finish in the top 6 of the Big 12 means a first-round bye. Hi again, everybody. Welcome inside the arena alongside Darren Horn. I'm Clay Matvick. Oklahoma beat Texas on Saturday. Big win for the Sooners. They're in a position now to finish in second place in the meat grinder of the Big 12. How have they been able to get it done this year?
Well, they've been outstanding offensively all year, Clay, but what's picked up in the last couple of weeks, Oklahoma's defense. Lon Kruger really pleased with the progress his team has made on the defensive end.
This will be the second meeting between these two this year. Here's our one-on-one. Staten was good in the first matchup.
He's second in scoring and second assist in the Big 12, and maybe most impressive at his size. He shoots 49% from the field. And for Oklahoma, Buddy Hield, he's not just a shooter. Second in offensive rebounds and leads the Sooners in steals. You got to find this man early in transition.
Starting lineups and the 5 for West Virginia. It's Staten along with Aaron Harris in that backcourt. Harris had 28 in the overtime win over Oklahoma last month. And for the Sooners, it's been the same starting 5 all season, and all 5 average in double figures. You heard Anish talk about Spangler, how underrated he might be, but he is leading the Big 12 in rebounds. There's Lon Kruger. Third year at Oklahoma, the 61-year-old head coach. 3 decades as a Division I head coach. And he's taken 5 different teams to the big dance. The only coach who's done that took the Sooners to the NCAA tournament last year. Oklahoma 13-3 at home. They're in their home whites tonight. West Virginia, road dark uniforms for Coach Bob Huggins. 60-year-old coach, made the NCAA tournament in each of his first 5 seasons in Morgantown, including the 2010 Final Four. But barring a surge here late, the NIT seems most likely for the Mountaineers. It was exactly a month ago tonight that these two teams last met. Let's see what happens here in Norman tonight. And we're underway. The opening tip is controlled by the Mountaineers.
And look for Oklahoma to keep a close eye on Aaron Harris. He hurt him in West Virginia's win at West Virginia earlier last month.
There's Debo lobbing it inside to big Devin Williams. The 6'9" freshman throws it up. Debo gets the rebound, puts it up off the glass. Nothing to show for it. The rebound plucked by Cameron Clark.
Missed 2 easy ones early, Clay. That's exactly what you want when you go on the road. 2 shots at the basket. West Virginia couldn't get them to fall.
Oklahoma in a great position to claim that 2 seed for the Big 12 tournament. The tiebreaker on Iowa State and Texas. And they're on the early lead.
That's good news for the Sooners. Cameron Clark always plays better when he sees one go in early in the game, like a lot of scorers. He likes to see it go in the basket to get his confidence going early.
Staten goes right to the 10 and scores. 12 Player of the Year candidate, Juwan Staten, averaging 18 points per game.
West Virginia showing a little zone early.
There's Buddy Hield, sophomore from the Bahamas, having a great year. Gets it off to Woodard. Now back for Hield. He'll launch a 3. Clangs off the iron, and there is that rebounding ability for Spangler. Averages a double-double, 10 points per game, 10 rebounds per game for the transfer from Gonzaga. Now Woodard attacks. Out for Isaiah Cousins. No good.
Well, it was a bad pass. He had to reach outside of his body for it. That led to a bad shot.
Harris tipped around. Staten keeps it alive. Harris from inside the three-point arc. Again, nothing but the rim.
West Virginia getting a lot of good looks early. Just cannot get one to go down.
It's an up-tempo Oklahoma team. 82 points per game. Another rebound for Spangler.
You know, you see this West Virginia team playing zone. A lot of people would say, don't zone a really good shooting team. But when you zone a good shooting team, they don't get their shots the same way they do out of their man-to-man offense. And sometimes it throws them off rhythm. And the three they just made happened to be on an offensive rebound and kick out, which is what you got to be aware of in zone play. You still have to rebound the basketball.
Senior Cameron Clark has all 5 for Oklahoma. Williams going in for his first 2. 2 seniors for the Sooners playing their final home game tonight, Tyler Neal and Cameron Clark.
Oklahoma did senior night on Saturday, Clay. I like that. Let the families get in from out of town on the weekend.
Jordan Woodard, the freshman point guard, nails a 3, and it's 8-4. Oklahoma averaging 9 threes per game. That leads the Big 12. They've got a couple early ones here. State jump shot goes down. He has such good touch.
Maybe the best mid-range shooter in college basketball. Off the bounce in the 15 to 17-foot range. This young man is outstanding.
Now Cousins was fouled on the floor by Adrian.
Ron Spangler makes so much happen for this Oklahoma team, and most of it is just effort related. There you see him just outwork West Virginia for the offensive rebound. It leads to the kick out, easy step in 3 for Cameron Clark.
Cameron Clark. Spangler, such a big reason for the success of the Sooners here this year. They were picked to finish 5th in the Big 12 and are on pace to finish 2 in the league.
The big reason is the addition of Ron Spangler, as you mentioned, Clay, but also guys that return have improved. Cameron Clark is better. Isaiah Cousins, who's been on a tear the last couple of weeks, is better. And Jordan Woodard played even better than expected as a freshman point guard.
Now Woodard's fouled out high. It's Aaron Harris. Yeah, you were talking about Cousins coming off a career-high 24 in that win over Texas.
Well, he's developing an offensive game where he can hit the open 3 off the driving kick and also create off the bounce. And as you see right there, he's pretty good knifing through the defense.
And he gets his own rebound. He's tied up, but the arrow's going to favor Oklahoma. It'll stay on this end.
West Virginia struggling on the defensive glass right now. Big reason is zone. When you're in zone, you don't have a man that you're matched to who you automatically block out. You have to go find a body. West Virginia not getting that done right now.
Cousins. Goes down for Cameron Clark. Boy, he's got a great start to his game tonight. He's got 7. He averages 15.
Well, we said it when he made his first one. He's a guy that if he sees the first one go in, his confidence goes up, and he's liable to get hot. He's doing it so far.
Harris on the baseline, hands it off for Kevin Noreen, but the big man can't finish. Poked away by Heel. Harris wins the battle. Kevin Noreen does have his offensive issues, but picking him up is Staten. Juwan Staten now has 6 early ones.
Yeah, Juwan Staten's going to get a ball screen below the three-point line. Oklahoma's got to jump that screen. You can't stay flat if he's that close to the basket. He's going to raise up and knock down that jump shot all night.
And Staten hardly leaves the floor, hardly turns it over, and he scores a bunch. Great characteristics for a starting point guard.
Juwan Staten incredibly efficient, but so is this guy so far, Cameron Clark, doing an outstanding job knocking down the Jays, and it's got his Sooners a 2-point lead early.
kind of what we expected. We're on pace for a high-scoring game. 10-8 Oklahoma here early on. And here is the resume for the Sooners. An RPI's at 16, a strength of schedule at 11. And right now, Joe Lunardi has the Sooners as a 5 seed in the NCAA tournament. Meanwhile, West Virginia, their RPI not very impressive, 87. And the strength of schedule, 73. They really have to win their final 2 regular season games. Probably have to win a couple in the Big 12 tournament to be considered for the Big Dance.
Well, maybe all the way to the championship play. And the issue is, as well as they've played in the Big 12 conference action, only 4 top 50 wins overall. And that's the first thing that's going to get looked at by the committee is what did you do when you played the best? Oklahoma, on the other hand, 8 top 50 wins.
Finish 6th in the Big 12, they can get a bye in that first round. That would be huge for West Virginia. Get a win here tonight would be big, and then they've got to finish up at Kansas on Saturday. Excuse me, they host Kansas on Saturday.
You're going to notice Oklahoma on transition defense send a second guy to help corral Juwan Staten so he can't turn the corner and get in the paint. If he turns the corner and gets in the paint, it's over, Clay.
It's so quick. Clark leans into that shot. Contact underneath. That's a foul on West Virginia. That's on Kevin Noreen, his first.
Clark a little off balance on that last one. He took a soft last dribble. You want to pound your last dribble on a pull-up, let it take you into your shot off balance.
Clark, no starts last year after 60 starts the first couple of seasons. Game fell off. He has found that game here again this season, the senior campaign. Off the turnover, West Virginia trying to convert, can't, as Debo missed on the baseline.
Really good ball mover by West Virginia. Found Debo in the short corner, just did not make it. West Virginia getting good looks, Clay. Haven't been able to make enough of them early on.
For their first 11 from the field. Here's Hornbeek, who's checked into the game, drives, gets it off to Spangler. Now Hield turns it over, and here comes Brown back the other way. Second turnover for the Sooners. State out for Harris. Now they'll send it up in the half court. And Staten draws the contact.
That was a big-time hesitation and change of direction by Juwan Staten. Hornbeek didn't have any choice but to reach in. You see him hesitate and change direction on the crossover. Hornbeek was done, couldn't do anything but reach in and foul him.
We talked about Staten a little bit as potentially winning that Player of the Year award in this conference. He may not, but certainly has to be right up there for the consideration of it.
Well, if you're going just on numbers, there's no question you make a case for him being in the mix with guys like Edgem and Kane from Iowa State, Wiggins from Kansas. The issue is where his team is in the standings will probably come into play and keep him out of it. But on numbers alone, Clay, he deserves to be in the mix.
Hornbeek misses the 3. And West Virginia comes back with a chance to take the lead, tied at 10. Staten had 20 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. Win over Oklahoma a month ago tonight. Gary Brown, the veteran guard, feeds it on the baseline for Williams. 6'9", 255, Devin Williams. Back for Staten, and wow, is he starting to feel it.
Williams with a nice job on the interior, taking his time and keeping his head up, not making up his mind what he wanted to do. And Staten got that shot because he relocated to the open space with an angle where he could throw him the basketball.
Already in double figures with 10.
Juwan Staten off to a good start. He can do it off the bounce and create for himself. Again, a terrific mid-range game. And then he rotates into the open spot and steps right into the jump shot. Good pass by the freshman, Devin Williams.
Scored the last 8 points for West Virginia. Meanwhile, Aaron Harris has to sit down for the Mountaineers with his second personal foul. He and Adrian both have 2.
Oklahoma not quite getting the ball movement off the pass that they usually do when their offense is really flowing.
And another foul on West Virginia. So we have a timeout here with 12-12 to go. And it's on Gary Brown, his first.
Booker spots up in the corner. Chris Mullen fake, leans in, gets it done. You don't see that happen very often in college. Good fake, good job getting into the defense.
They're going to go to the monitor to decide whether this was a shot from 2 or 3-point range.
Oklahoma does as good a job as anybody in college basketball with their offensive spacing. A big part of that is getting shooters to the corner so that when penetration is made into the paint towards the basket, the defender has to make a decision on what they want to do.
What do you think there, Darren? I mean, Booker starts his leap from beyond that 3-point line.
He steps in just a touch at the end of it. Hard to tell. They're going to give him 3.
And that is what Frank Booker is known for, his 3-point shot. Freshman will go to the line for 3.
Hey, credit Gary Brown. He made the foul, but at least he knew personnel on the scouting report, right? He knew he was not supposed to let Booker get an open shot.
Well, already pays dividends for West Virginia's. Booker misses from the line. Freshman born in Iceland.
You play pickup basketball in Iceland, Clay? Get a couple guys, go out for the party?
With ice skates on. We got 1 of 3. Oklahoma has been very good at the line, especially during Big 12 play, shooting 77%, which leads the league. West Virginia with the 1-point lead. It's Debo from 3. The Frenchman misses. Tracked down in the corner by Cousins, and here come the Sooners. Going right in, and then kicking it back out to Neal. Now Hornbeak from 3, got it.
Good, quick second pass by Neal to lead to the 3 for Hornbeak. He didn't play around with the basketball or waste a dribble, made the quick pass, led to the open 3.
Hornbeak has been playing some of his best ball the last couple of weeks. Chase Connor into the game now for West Virginia. He's number 4, gives it up for Williams. Williams' jumper is off the mark. Hornbeak quickly gets it ahead to Booker. Wasting no time, puts it in the air, clangs it off the iron. Settling the 3-point shots here quite a bit. And a foul, and now we're going to take a timeout. Coming up next, my partner will sound off. The horn sounds next from Norman. Clay Matvick and former Sweet 16 head coach Darren Horn back here in Norman. Wednesday Night Hoops, and the Sooners up by 2 as we approach the midway point of the first half. All right, time for the horn sounds.
In the Big 12, Kansas clinches their 10th straight league title, Clay. That's not only impressive for college basketball, that's impressive throughout sports. Outstanding job by the Jayhawks. And he's back. Marcus Smart has got the Cowboys 4-0 since his return after the suspension and into the NCAA tournament. And Baylor, left for dead a few weeks ago with only 2 wins, has run off 6 out of their last 7. And Clay, they're back in the NCAA tournament.
All right, if the Big 12 tournament started today, in fact, it starts in a week, but if it started today, this is how it would look. And you can see West Virginia is in that top 6, which would mean a first-round bye, but obviously they still have some work to do. Baylor and Oklahoma State. Right now, Joe Lunardi says they're in the NCAA tournament. Certainly, though, they've got some work to do to make sure that they take care of business.
Well, how about a conference tournament that's so strong? Your 8 seed and your 9 seed, your 7 and your 8 seed are NCAA tournament teams as of today, according to Joe Lunardi. That's a strong conference tournament.
Well, it's the best in the country, at least RPI-wise. It has been all season long.
Well, they're going to get 7 out of 10 in probably. That's 70% of your league playing in the NCAA tournament. Been an outstanding year for the Big 12 Conference.
West Virginia has it. Juwan Staten 5 for 5 from the field. The rest of the team 1 of 10. Staten. It's not for Debo. Baseline. Got it. And Mountaineers needed that from somebody other than number 3. Turnover. 3-on-2. Williams looking for help. Skips it across for Connor, and he stepped out of bounds. Unforced error on the Mountaineers. Thursday night showcase presented by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. A triple header on the U tomorrow. First at 7, Penn State Northwestern. And at 9, Hawaii and UC Santa Barbara. And closing it out, USC and Washington State at 11. UC Santa Barbara second in the Big West, right behind UC Irvine. Triple header coming your way. Traveling call. DJ Bennett, the junior college transfer, turnover number 4 on the Sooners. West Virginia playing without one of their guards, Terry Henderson, tonight, the sophomore from Raleigh. He's been sick. He's missed the last 3 games with flu-like symptoms.
Well, that hurts you in 2 ways, Clay. One, just the points that he brings to the game. He's a third guy that's capable of big nights. He averages 12 per contest. But also now you've got guys that should be playing maybe 8 to 10 minutes a game, playing in the 15 to 20 range. You're not going to be as good when that happens.
Finger roll doesn't go for Staten. Woodard back for Bennett. That rolled off.
Bennett never really on balance on that shot. Kind of shot it straight off the backboard. Take your time together and go straight up.
Chase Connor, the walk-on. He's been getting more time here recently. Again, because of the sickness for Henderson, hits the 3.
He's got the ability to make shots, and he's not going to do anything silly, which is exactly what you want if you have to play a walk-on.
Now Woodard is fouled. It's on Williams.
Chase Connor spotted up. He was ready to shoot that one, Clay. He wanted it. Locked and loaded. Fired and made it.
Stay in the game here. Connor from the state of West Virginia, great high school player. As Woodard goes to the line. Speaking of state titles, that's what Woodard did at Edmond High School, and a couple of state titles here in Oklahoma. You and I were impressed with him in Morgantown last month. 23 points, 8 assists against West Virginia.
He's got really good pace to his game. He doesn't try to force things, especially considering that he's a freshman. And maybe most exciting if you're a Sooner fan, he's only going to get better and better. Has great strides to make in his offensive game and his leadership as a point guard.
Just the 2 seniors for the Sooners. Tyler Neal and Cameron Clark. Young roster for one for the So a young team for West Virginia. They have no seniors. Staten from the free throw line, back for Debo. Shot clock inside of 10. Debo flashed, but Staten takes it himself. Good fight by Staten, but can't convert. The corner, no. Tipped up by Hornbeek, and back comes West Virginia. Oklahoma just one field goal since the 15-15 mark.
Not getting the ball movement that they're accustomed to. When Oklahoma's moving the basketball, driving after multiple reversals, they're really hard to guard. That's not happening right now.
And that's going to go against West Virginia. Brandon Watkins, the freshman from Decatur, Georgia. That's his first. So Spangler's going to go to the foul line. Ryan Spangler has had a very good year, and even though he's leading the best conference, arguably, in the country in rebounding, you don't hear a lot about this guy.
Well, he's been outstanding for Oklahoma, and a big reason they're in the top 25 and fighting for the second seed in the Big 12 Conference Tournament. What I like most about him is he does it every single night. He's a guy that comes out, brings you great energy and effort, produces.
Bob Huggins just loves his game.
He'd fit in well on a Bob Huggins team. You know what? Ryan Spangler would fit in well on anybody's team. They're the coach of the country. They wouldn't take a guy that plays in hard, produces, especially on the glass like he does.
Williams shuffled his feet. The Sooners will get it back. Now, Devin Williams is going to be a good player. He's just a freshman, but he has come a long way too. There was a time earlier in the season when you and I were saying he should be in consideration for freshman of the year.
He's put up several double-doubles. He's got a great body. He's going to continue to improve his game. Watkins is a nice freshman for West Virginia as well. And they've got another big sitting out that some people think are better than both of those guys. Elijah Macon, a 6'9", 250-pound prop.
Three goes down for Brown. And we're tied at 20. One shot for Oklahoma, and Staten is fouled by Woodard. Timeout.
West Virginia hanging around at Oklahoma. Gary Brown with the three. Holds the follow through. Likes the result. We're tied at 20.
Anish Shroff with his Sports Center U in-game senior night in Lawrence, and Kansas senior Tarik Black doing work. 15 points, 6 rebounds for the Jayhawks. Remember, Joel Embiid not playing. Embiid will sit out Kansas's final 2 regular season games to rest his sore back. Kansas all over Texas Tech, 63-30. Wake Forest knocks off Duke, 82-72. The Blue Devils may have been looking ahead to Saturday.
Yeah, and each they got North Carolina. And you talked about Kansas. West Virginia will go back home to host Kansas on Saturday. We're tied at 20, 7:22 to go here first half. And Staten made his first 5 shots, Derek.
Well, he's got what I call great pace to his game. Never gets in a hurry, the ability to change speeds and create off the bounce. He's got a skill that's missing largely in college basketball, the ability to hit the mid-range jump shot. He's outstanding at it, and he just doesn't force things and make mistakes. And his efficiency, as you can see, 50% from the field, unheard of from a guard his size.
Second in scoring, first in assists, first in minutes played. I mean, this guy never leaves the floor. And he has turned into a tremendous leader. Started his career at Dayton. And West Virginia fans are so glad that he came to Morgantown. Just think how good this team is going to be next year with guys that got sitting out this year. Of course, State will be back. Brown. Is that 3?
They're going to have their whole team back in addition to Macon, who I mentioned earlier, and Jonathan Holton, who was on the A-10 All-Rookie team from Rhode Island, a transfer, 6'6", can flat put it in the basket. West Virginia is going to be a force in the Big 12 next year.
First down, Chase Connor, as Heald will go to the line. Here's Bob Huggins. He was talking about that shoot-around today, about how excited he is with the guys he's got and the guys he's going to have coming back.
Well, not only are they good players, but maybe just as important sometimes as a coach, Clay, he likes his team. Yeah. He likes the kind of kids he has, the work ethic they bring. You know, in talking to him about Juwan Staten, he said the biggest difference was Juwan came to him over the summer and said, I want to get better. Show me film of the great guards that you've coached. And he got better with his understanding of the game. Those are the kind of guys that you want to coach if you're in college coaching.
He's a gym rat, as they say. There's that shot. Woodard comes back. Pretty beat to Spangler.
Well, that all started when Gary Brown reached for a ball he couldn't get and opened up a driving lane for Woodard and allowed the dish to Spangler for the dunk.
Connor almost turned it over. Staten the crossover, pull-up jumper. Tipped up and in by Gary Brown.
And nobody blocked him out. Isaiah Cousins missed the block out. Gary Brown able to get in there and just slap at it. He didn't really control tip it. He just slapped at it and able to get it to go in.
Woodard fed Spangler again. This time had it stripped.
By Chase Connor. He's bringing all positives. That's what you want from a walk-on.
Staten has it stolen away. Woodard hemmed in, got it to Spangler from 3. Heald, no. Cameron Clark comes flying in and slapped out of bounds by West Virginia.
Well, Oklahoma's improved on the defensive end, and a big part of that is getting out on the break. Play good defense, you can run. Sometimes it leads to a dunk. Oklahoma bench likes it too.
Well, they needed something to happen positively. They started 4 of 8 from the field, but since then they've cooled way down, 3 of 13, including that dunk. So they've not been hitting their shots. Hornbeak out to Clark. See what he does here. That'll do it.
Much better shot from Clark. He was spotted up. He stepped into it on rhythm, on balance, held his follow through, knocked it down.
Second 3 for Clark, who has become the offensive cornerstone of this team. They built a 4-point lead in this game, closing up. 5 minutes to go, and it's another turnover. That's the 4th for the Mountaineers.
Oklahoma has great spacing. You see nobody in the post, even inside the three-point line on the penetration to kick out to a spotted up, and more importantly, Clay, ready Cameron Clark, who makes the 3.
Hornbeak went right around Watkins. Well played. Oklahoma 7 points off West Virginia turnovers now as Staten is fouled again. 4:47 to go here. It's a 6-point lead now for the Sooners. Well, the Ohio Valley Conference quarterfinals start tomorrow. The 1 seed in that tournament, Belmont, beat North Carolina this year. It's a good team. And the 2 seed, Murray State. Murray State has the freshman of the year in that conference, Cameron Payne.
And don't sleep on Eastern Kentucky. Jeff Neubauer's got some terrific veteran guards. That's going to be a really good conference tournament.
It's a great conference, great town too. Nashville, Tennessee, one of my favorites. Chase Connor missed from 3. As always, Oklahoma wastes no time. Hield, turned over. As it's an offensive foul here on the Sooners. Buddy Hield with his first.
Buddy took 1 dribble too many, got a little too deep and out of control, couldn't stop himself, resulted in a charge.
You talked about Hield in the one-on-one tonight. He's been very good all year. Just 1 point in this game so far. He averages 17.
Well, but he's becoming a more complete player. You've seen him on the defensive end take the assignment of Juwan Staten. His length has bothered Staten a couple of times.
Hield 0 for 4 from the field. West Virginia showing some patience here. They take the shot clock inside of 10. And Gary Brown from 3. Frank Booker climbs the ladder for the rebound. Hornbeak into the corner. Here is Hield. Shot fake. Now to an open Clark. Strong.
He faded a little bit. Kind of rushed that one.
Williams banging with Spangler. Bad shot with the left hand.
How about the defense by Ryan Spangler? He plays straight up on Devin Williams to stop the shot and then rebounds the basketball on the other side of the goal.
Again, Oklahoma settles for the 3. But they got a 6-point lead with 3:34 to go in the half.
Anish Shroff in the studio. Coming up at halftime, we'll show you how Kansas is rolling on senior night. No Joel Embiid for the Jayhawks. Duke goes down to Wake Forest. What that means for the Blue Devils' chances for a 1 seed plus. Bubble. Toil and trouble. We go to the belly of the bubble.
All right, Anish. See you in a little bit. 3.5 to go here in the half. There's Cameron Clark. He's in double figures now at 10 points. Speaking of brackets, see update from Joe Lenardi. Last 4 in, first 4 out. Nebraska has moved to the last 4 in with the win.
A win at Indiana. Nebraska bumps Providence. They take a spot in the last 4 in, and they've got Wisconsin coming to home over the weekend. If Nebraska can take care of business against the Badgers, they could really help themselves to staying in that last 4 in and maybe even beyond.
Nebraska's lost just once this year at Pinnacle Bank Arena in Lincoln. That was to Michigan. No harm, no foul there.
And they had 2 shots at the buzzer to win that just didn't go down. I had a game there last weekend. Terrific facility, outstanding atmosphere. Can't say enough about the job Tim Miles is doing.
Yeah, they're really good at home, so certainly that's going to be a tough game for the Badgers. Nebraska back in right now. What a great time of year this is. It changes by the minute, it seems. Connor missed that 3 for West Virginia. Williams keeps it alive, fresh 35, but then he has his pocket picked by Hornby.
You got to chin the ball, big fella. You get it out away from your body. Those little guys are going to get down in there and take it away.
Oklahoma's been shooting a lot of threes. They're 4 of 14. They've missed 6 of their last 7, but then as I say that, Booker drains the tray.
And the key is it was an inside-out 3. He was spotted up and ready, shot that one in rhythm. Oklahoma shot maybe too many threes in the first half play. That's their 15th attempt. But when they've taken good ones, they've shot them at a higher percentage.
Biggest lead now for the Sooners. Nice cut, but a turnover taken away by Booker. Turnover number 6. Hornby got it! No foul, but what a pretty play by Jalon Hornby.
Good unselfish pass and a nice finish at the rim. He was able to keep his balance with a little one-handed a la Dr. J finger roll.
And State quiets the crowd back down. That's the first field goal for West Virginia since the 9:43 mark. They've been on quite a drop.
We've seen that several times this year, Clayton. It's almost like Jawan State says, you know what, I think we need a basket, so I'll just go get one.
Season Neal coming up empty.
And that was not a good 3. That's the kind I'm talking about. He's backing up as he catches the basketball. He had somebody running at him. Just make the extra pass. It'll come back to you. Given, it shall be given.
State missed the mid-range shot. Oklahoma coming back. Here's the senior Neal in front of the home crowd for the final time and missed everything. Clock stops at the minute 34 to go.
Now Oklahoma able to create some easy baskets, a nice unselfish pass. How about the finish by Hornby? Takes the hit, able to still square his shoulders and just get it up on the rim, and it fell for him.
Well, he's a guy here in the last few weeks that has really elevated his game. If you want to look at why Oklahoma's gotten back into the top 25, why they've got a chance to finish second in the Big 12, it's because of the performances of guys like a Jalon Hornby.
Hornby and Cousins have been the biggest improvements in the last couple of weeks.
Neal with the foul. 6th foul on Oklahoma. Meanwhile, West Virginia got the 6, it seemed like, in the first 4 minutes.
If you're West Virginia, you've got a minute and a half. You want to try to get a couple baskets and get some stops on the defensive end. You don't want this lead to balloon to double figures off some easy baskets and turnovers. Take good shots, get back and get your defense set.
State from the free throw line extended, nails it.
And anytime he's taking a shot in rhythm off that pull-up, it's a good shot. 14
now for State. All on 2-point field goals. Inside of a minute. Oklahoma's going to have the lead at the half. Just how big? Well, now Neal running right through Gary Brown, and he's called for the player control side.
Jawan State so outstanding in the mid-range off the ball screen. Again, if they're going to set the screen that low, Oklahoma's got to step up and get a hand up on that pull-up. He's shooting 15-footers. I understand they're okay with him shooting threes because he's not a good three-point shooter, but you can't let Jawan State shoot from 15 feet uncontested.
And Coach Huggins wants a timeout.
That's a big play, big turnover for Oklahoma because now West Virginia's got a chance to score right before the half.
ESPN's Journey to the Tourney features an ACC showdown when Marcus Page and the Tar Heels take on Jabari Parker and the Blue Devils. Journey to the Tourney, North Carolina Duke, Saturday at 9 on ESPN, also live on Watch ESPN. Duke losing to Wake Forest tonight They've won 32 straight home games. And North Carolina is red hot. 12 straight wins since starting ACC play, 1-4.
Well, North Carolina is dangerous. They've got a great guard, and when McAdoo shows, it makes them awfully good. See Duke losing to Wake Forest, probably looking ahead a little bit, which is rare for a Coach K team. But, you know, you can look at it two ways. One, well, maybe these teams aren't playing as well as they need to, or you could speak to the depth of a good conference that there are no easy nights. Syracuse loses to Georgia Tech at home. Now Duke goes on the road and loses.
Juwan State, not a lot else for West Virginia. Games like that this year for the Mountaineers. Supporting cast just hasn't held up their end of the deal. State in front. Debo tracks it down, and now West Virginia can take the last shot of the half.
Better job of challenging that shot by Ron Spangler on the pull-up by State.
State makes his move and lost it. Nice touch by Oklahoma. The Sooner fans thought they forced a turnover.
You've got 4 seconds on the clock, Clay. This has got to be a quick catch and shoot or a quick pass. You've got time for one pass, but it's got to be immediate.
Real impressed with Oklahoma's defense here this first half. They're going to try and keep them off the board, but they can't. State scores right ahead of the horn. Still pretty good half from Oklahoma. They lead it at the break 33-28.
Well, execution at the end of the half, so important. We talked about it in the last minute and a half. West Virginia does it. The little flip back and the clear out allows State to get the basket.
16 for State in that first half for West Virginia, but Oklahoma leads. Anish and Dino in the studio. Sports Center News halftime report.
All right, thanks, fellas. 5-point game after 20 minutes of play in Norman. Anish Shroff with Dino Gaudio. You know, right now, outside of Kansas, you look at the Big 12 pecking order. You can make a case for about 3 or 4 teams as to who is the second best team in the Big 12. Oklahoma is one of those.
No question, and points hard to come by, and he's a big end of game, baseline out of bounds, I should say end of half. Big play. Staten has really showed up for West Virginia. They're defended, but nobody else is. Yeah. The frontline guys, 3 frontline guys are 1 for 9, and Aaron Harris 0 for 3. Points hard to come by.
Yeah, State needs a little bit more help in that second half if West Virginia's going to pull it off on the road. We told you there is no debate as to who is the best team in the Big 12. That's Kansas. They've already won the conference outright in the regular season. Jim Harbaugh showed up at practice, the 49ers coach, from half court.
He always found targets as a quarterback as well.
That's a 2, not a 3, because he loses points for the wardrobe. Switch it up, brother. It's the offseason. Come on.
Khakis.
Senior night in Lawrence. Joel Embiid not playing. He's being held out of the final 2 games to rest that sore back. Nadir Tharp, the steal and the layup. Kansas up 11-5. Remember, when they played in Lubbock, the Red Raiders had Kansas on the ropes, nearly won the game. That's Andrew Wiggins skying for the ball, goes in for the layup. Tariq Black, he is one of the few seniors Kansas has. And having a big game.
And stepping up without Joel Embiid, and that's what you're looking for from your veteran.
15 points, 6 rebounds, Kansas up 30. Black, a senior, and a transfer from Memphis. TCU taking on Texas. TCU still looking for its first conference win of the year. Texas without Jonathan Holmes, out with a knee injury. He already missed a game earlier this year with a knee injury. He's Texas's leading scorer. Isaiah Taylor has been one of the surprise freshmen, not just in the Big 12, but nationally. Connor Lambert got the start in place of Holmes. He throws it down. Texas up 14, and then Taylor, jitterbug, so quick, that one-arm floater.
Really good player, Anish. And a freshman at the point guard position. A lot of good point guards in the country as freshmen. He's one of them.
Texas and West Virginia are both going to be really good next year. 4th-ranked Duke taking on Wake Forest. We know the Blue Devils have a game on Saturday against North Carolina. Nobody talked about the build-up to this game against Wake. Cody Miller-McIntyre, he had 13. The Wake crowd was fired up. This was senior night for the Demon Deacons. Travis Mackay, he had 19. Wake within 3.
And he's one of those seniors, and he really came to play tonight.
All right, Dino, I won't lie. I thought right here after the Parker dunk, he had a double-double. I thought Duke was going to pull away. That was not the case.
It was not the case, Anish, because what they stopped doing was they stopped defending, and that was the difference in the game.
Duke turned it over 15 times. Wake Forest went on a 17-0 run late in that second half. Tyler Kavanaugh putting the Demon Deacons up 1. Duke turns it over. Wake gets its first win against Duke since 2009 when my partner Dino Gaudio was the head coach.
They were #1 at the time. We were #4 in the country at the time.
Well, there it is. January 2009. Dino was the head coach. You had Al Farouk. You may have had a little more talent.
Pretty good deck. Al Farouk, Jeff Teague, James Johnson. Those guys could really play. We were #1 a week before that game, Anish, and got knocked off by my friend Seth Greenberg's Virginia Tech Hokies.
Now, Mike Krzyzewski did not address the media after the game. His assistant, Chris Wojciechowski, was at the podium. Wojo explains why Coach K was not there.
Obviously, it's an unusual position for all of us. Just to update you on Coach K, I think a few of you may have seen it during the game, but during one of the timeouts, he had to take a knee because of dizziness and lightheadedness, and that continued throughout the game and then into the locker room after the game. So our training and medical staff advised him to stay in the locker room and get immediate treatment. First of all, he sends his apologies. He would like to be out here, obviously, rather than me. And he certainly hopes you understand the situation. And us as a staff and we as a team expect a full recovery and certainly are here in support of him. So I'll open it up to any questions. He's not been ill. No, he's not been ill. He's actually, he's in as good a shape as can be. I think just the emotion of the game. Obviously, we weren't playing as well as we needed, and there was a great emotional investment into the game. And I think maybe the emotion got the better of him. And but again, we expect a full recovery.
Apologies, Steve Wojciechowski, not Chris. Chris Collins, now the coach at Northwestern. North Carolina Duke, you may have heard about the build-up to this game, 9 Eastern, ESPN on Saturday. UNC, they may have an argument if they beat Duke to be the best team in the ACC. I know Virginia's already got that conference won, but that would be 13 in a row for UNC.
And Nish, we got the conference tournament coming up now.
That's going to be fun with Syracuse, Duke, UNC, and Virginia. We've got our eye on the bubble when we come back. A couple of SEC teams needing wins tonight. Oklahoma's Cameron Clark, he was a super sub last year. Starting this year, he's got 10 points in the first half for the Sooners. They're up 5 at home on West Virginia. Off we go to the American. 11th ranked Louisville, 18th ranked SMU. Yes, this is a matchup of two ranked teams in the month of March. Larry Brown's Mustangs 15-0 at home, entering play. Sterling Brown, the steal, the slam. SMU up by 8. Here comes Louisville. Luke Hancock, he had 23. Had just 22 total points in his previous 3 games. He had 23 the last time these two faced off. They need Hancock to get going. Russ Smith to Montrezl Harrell. That was pretty. And then Rusticulous from deep.
And Hancock was good tonight, and he's 15 points, 4 assists. They need him playing the Final Four most outstanding player from last year, as we know.
He's in the conversation for Conference Player of the Year. I know he's got Shabazz Napier and Sean Kilpatrick to deal with, but he's there.
He has to be there. I mean, if Louisville wins the conference, then he has to be in the conversation, Russ Smith. 26 tonight.
6 for 6 from beyond the arc. All right, big game for Tennessee. The Vols, one of Joe Lunardi's last 4 in, entering play, taking on Auburn. This is a game you have to win, even if it's on the road. Jordan McRae gets the bounce, hits the 3. Tennessee up 20-4. Then McRae to Darius Thompson. Vols up 31-12. Must-win game for Tennessee against an opponent you should take care of. This is the effort you expect.
That's exactly right. They came to play tonight. How about the back-to-back games that Tennessee has had? The beatdown of Vanderbilt, cross-state rival, and then tonight as well.
How about the hurting Arkansas put on Ole Miss 110 points?
Wow. And then how about Missouri, Anish? Cool. Start the theme song from Mission Impossible with respect to the tournament with that loss if it happens tonight.
Missouri, one of Lunardi's first 4 out. They play Tennessee this weekend. I tell you what, the Big 12 is loaded with some great freshman guards. Marcus Foster, Isaiah Taylor, and that guy right there, underrated. But he's been terrific for the Sooners, Jordan Woodard. With Dino Gaudio and Anish Shroff, Nebraska entered the day as one of Joe Lunardi's first 4 out. Tim Miles and the Huskers taking on Indiana. Late first half, Nebraska up 7. I love Walter. Walter Pritchard, 3 of 4 from deep. Nebraska up by 10. Here comes Indiana. Will Sheehey,
who has been on fire as of late for the Hoosiers. Will Sheehey, the senior, really playing well coming down a stretch.
He had 13 points. Indiana, though, just 37% from the field. Under 2 to play. Nebraska up 1. Pitchford, 3 of his 17. Nebraska with the win moves into Joe Lunardi's last 4 in. The Huskers bump Providence into the first 4 out. Missouri, we showed you they were down by 3. Jabari Brown travels, and the Tigers turn it over with 8.1 seconds to go. It's Texas A&M ball. Missouri, one of Joe Lunardi's first 4 out. Jawan Staten, more in than out. He's got 16 points in the first half for the Mountaineers.
Ryan Spangler, number 23, Oklahoma, leading West Virginia by 5 at the half here on Wednesday Night Hoops. Alongside Darren Horn, I'm Clay Matvick. And a win tonight, and Oklahoma with a win at TCU on Saturday will be the 2 seed in the Big 12 tournament next week, no matter what the other teams do. And we have seen that they have really improved defensively.
Well, they're getting the job done defensively tonight. West Virginia only 28 points. They haven't shot the ball as well, but they've been really good in transition. When they get out on the break. And a big reason for that is they've got a rim runner in Ryan Spangler. You see the arrow. Keep your eyes on Ryan Spangler. He's going to get out and just put his head down and run from rim to rim. And because of it, it leads to a dunk for him and the Sooners. Gary Brown reaches. That's a mistake. Jawan Staten doesn't get over and help. That's a mistake. But Ryan Spangler's rim running got Oklahoma the basket.
First half stats. There you see points on turnovers heavily favoring Oklahoma. Another thing you don't see on there is the free throws. West Virginia did not shoot 1 free throw in the first half. Meanwhile, Oklahoma 6 of 9 at the line.
You know, really, if you're Bob Huggins, you've only scored 28 points, and Aaron Harris has not scored, and it's only a 2-possession game. You got to feel pretty good starting the second half on the road.
2 of the guys that had big nights when West Virginia upset Oklahoma last month, Aaron Harris and Terry Henderson, no factor tonight. Harris has played, no points, and Henderson out with an illness. Off the turnover, Woodard running for Oklahoma, gets it back for Cousins, spins out. Williams, a finger to the eye. Julie's got those rec specs on. Glad to see those making a comeback. At least Williams thinks they're making a comeback.
Well, when you're 6'9", 255 pounds, Clay, you wear whatever you want. Nobody says anything to you.
That's right. That foul's on Cameron Clark, his first. Nobody in any significant foul trouble for either team. Nobody with more than 2. Here's Adrian. He was scoreless in the first half as well for West Virginia. Staten led everybody with 16. Such a quick first step. Cousins keeps it front. Williams misses in close. Now had it stripped from behind by Cousins, but he's going to be tagged for the personal.
Nice second effort by Williams on that play. He's got to learn to use his left hand on the first attempt so he can get the and one.
And now that is 3 on Cousins. So we'll see what Lon Kruger decides to do with Cousins. The exception of that 0 for 8 game at Oklahoma State, the last month has been so good for Isaiah Cousins, and the Sooners will be without him for a while.
It's good to have Frank Booker come in. He's a freshman, but he's got a lot of experience playing this year. Lon Kruger's done an outstanding job of developing his bench as the season has moved on.
Unforced there for the Sooners.
The right idea to make the quick pass, but just a bad pass. Sails out of bounds on him.
Last regular season road game for West Virginia. They'll host Kansas on Saturday. Joel Embiid will not be playing for the Jayhawks. Debo, an ugly shot. Williams bails him out. He's kind of bouncing around in Debo's hand when he took that shot.
I give Aaron Harris credit. He could have forced that when he received the pass on the cut, but he didn't. He made the extra pass to Debo. That rotated the defense even more and opened up the offensive rebounding opportunity for Devin Williams to get the putback.
Woodard clangs it off the iron. Debo tries to track it down for West Virginia. It's the last touch by Buddy Hield, who was very quiet in the first half. Just 1 point in the first 20 minutes. Big 12 standings, the top 6. See, West Virginia is in that top 6 right now. But lose tonight, and then we're in a 3-way tie with Baylor and Oklahoma State for 6th. Doesn't go down for Adrian. There's a whistle and a foul underneath.
Aaron Harris got around Frank Booker, worked his way into position on the offensive glass, keeps it alive for West Virginia.
First on Booker. Williams, second time he's been called for that travel.
Well, Devin Williams doesn't trust his left hand yet, so when he turns and finds Spangler there, instead of using that left hand to create separation with that right shoulder into Spangler's chest, he wants to take another step and try to create more room. It's resulted in 2 travels.
Good rebounding night for Williams. He's got 7 of those. Held to 4 points so far. He's coming off a double-double against TCU on Saturday. 3. Bounces off for Hield. Still doesn't have a field goal. Staten in transition. Wow, high off the window, but doesn't get it to go.
Put a lot of arc on that one to get it over the outstretched hand of Buddy Hield. Couldn't get it to drop.
Corner 3 goes down for Booker. His second 3 tonight.
Such a difference for Oklahoma when they take inside-out threes that are passed to shooters who are not only open, but ready to shoot.
.30 Oklahoma. Staten.
And the big man, Devin Williams, the freshman, with a nice backdoor pass. Rare to see a big be able to throw that pass in his freshman year. That was a nice look.
Now Staten with 18. That matches his season average. Woodard back out for Booker. Nobody on him. Boy, they left him wide open.
But again, that was a bad pass. He had to catch the basketball down at his knees. He didn't shoot it in rhythm. Therefore, just because he's open doesn't mean it's a good shot.
Debo, a 41% three-point shooter. He still doesn't have one of those tonight. Spangler on the baseline. And both teams exchanging misses at a rapid pace here.
Oklahoma taking some quick shots, not getting the multiple reversals and the kind of ball movement that we're used to seeing from the Sooners so far in the second half.
Williams looked for a pass, then decides to bang the long 2.
This young man has a bright future for West Virginia in this Big 12 conference, showing a little touch from outside.
He had a great non-conference season. Numbers have dropped off a little bit in the Big 12, as you might expect for a freshman, but you're right. Woodard found a seam, and nobody was able to pick him up late. It's his first field goal of the second half. He's got 9. Harris travel. Another turnover for West Virginia.
State getting buckets in a lot of ways on this one. Moving without the basketball. He's got 20. And this West Virginia team within 4 of the Sooners early in the second half.
Oklahoma at home. Final regular season home game. They got a 4-point lead. Yeah, they're in a great spot to claim the 2 seed for the Big 12 tournament. They go 2-0 in their final 2 games tonight, and then at TCU on Saturday, they will be the 2 seed. Of course, last year, the Sooners lost in Fort Worth. And you and I did the game where TCU was here earlier this season, and the Horned Frogs were in that game until the final few minutes. So that's no gimme for sure, even though it's been a rough year for TCU.
Never a gimme on the road in conference play. And at the last game of the season, you have to be ready to play against a TCU team who's been in a lot of games, just hasn't pulled one out.
Cameron Clark with his first basket of the second half. He's got a dozen. Lead back to 6 for Oklahoma. 5 minutes into the second half. Good job, Mark Kruger has done this year. Big 12 Coach of the Year candidate, in your opinion?
No question.
I know you're a big admirer of Juan Kruger.
I just think the consistency that he's shown in his career, and to be able to do it at 5 different schools is incredibly impressive.
Good man, too. Staten, boy, he has scored 12 of the last 14 West Virginia points.
One of the great values of having a player like Juwan Staten is not only his ability to score, but that he does it in a timely fashion when you need baskets. He's done that a bunch so far for West Virginia this evening.
Chance to pull within 1 with a 3. Staten goes in for the 2 and should have had it, but it popped out. Healed. Takes it all the way in. He can't finish. There's a foul away from the wall. It's on Kevin Noreen.
Well, Juwan Staten does so much for this West Virginia team. So good in that mid-range game.
Staten, 10 of 19 from the field tonight. He had 20 against Oklahoma last month. appears he's going to go over that, maybe well over that tonight. That's right off the foot of Woodard, but right to Spangler. Shot fake, Woodard goes in. Noreen, probably their best defender inside, strips him clean. Now Watkins comes in, and he's fouled going up for the slam.
Watkins just couldn't quite get a handle on it. He looked like a young deer trying to stand. Bobbled the basketball a little bit, didn't get his feet under him exactly. But you know what I like? He tried to dunk it. He went strong to the basket. And because of that, he's going to get to shoot some free throws.
You said it before, he's come a long way in his freshman year. Of course, he had a long way to come, but he's doing some good things for Bob Huggins.
Well, talking to the West Virginia staff, he's even further along than they expected him to be. This is the kind of player with the summer of weightlifting and player development. You're going to see tremendous growth in Watkins between now and the sophomore season.
This is an area of his game they want to see a lot of improvement over this coming off season. Free throw shooting just 45% on the year. And he missed both. And another foul. And it's on Noreen. That's his third. All right, here are the standings in the Big 12. Oklahoma, regardless of what Texas, Iowa State, Kansas State does down the stretch, if Oklahoma wins tonight and they win at TCU, they will be the 2 seed next week in the Big 12 tournament.
They win any of the tiebreakers with those 3 teams, so if they can take care of business in their next 2 games, they're going to get the 2 slot.
Hornbeek skips it into the corner for Booker. Penetrates. That's a long 2 for Clark. No good.
Clark never had his feet under him on that one.
2-on-1. Staten to Brown in the reverse finish.
Rushed shots so often lead to transition on the other end.
West Virginia's within a deuce. It was a bad looking 3 there for Booker. Shot clock, though. They'll try another 3, this time from Heel. He can't convert. Harris. He's been quiet tonight, but gets the 3.
We said coming out of the half, if you're within a couple possessions and you've got nothing from Harris, you're in good shape on the road. He can heat up in a hurry.
First field goal for Aaron Harris, and West Virginia leads. Spangler, that's an offensive foul as Noreen had it played perfectly.
Good position by Noreen. Holds his ground. Spangler definitely drops his shoulder, rushes the play a little bit, has his head down, gets the charge.
He's got his offensive deficiencies, but they really like the way he plays defense. The junior from Minneapolis.
Well, he's doing what you have to do if you're not a primary player on the team offensively. He's bringing good defensive effort, making little plays. He's got 2 charges, and he doesn't make mistakes. That's what you want from guys in that role.
West Virginia playing with the lead for the first time since the 12:43 mark in the first half. Ten on the shot clock. Staten, jump shot. Rebound, Brown. And Staten will be patient. Harris to Noreen. What a pass from Aaron Harris.
That was a result of Oklahoma being so worried about Harris coming off the handoff. Noreen was able to slip free to the basket.
And now Hornbeek will shoot when we come back. Timeout on the floor.
He was quiet in the first half, but Aaron Harris catches it clean in transition. He's on balance, he elevates, he follows through.
With Dino Gaudio and Anish Shroff, Texas A&M, Missouri, crazy finish. Missouri entered play as one of Joe Lunardi's first 4 out. A&M at the line of 1-1. A foul is called on the free throw, so Missouri now shoots 2.
Anish, about as unintelligent as fouls you can make 93 feet away from the basket. Ernest Ross knocks them both down.
Missouri wins by 1. A&M gifted that one.
All right, guys, thank you. All right, so Mizzou, do they move to the last 4 in now, in your opinion, Darren, because they get a win that they absolutely had to have tonight?
I don't think it moves them up any, but it keeps them from moving down.
Let's do a blind resume. These are always fun this time of year. We compare teams and we look at strength of schedule, the BPI, the RPI against the top 25. Who do you like and why?
I like the team on the left. They've got a stronger strength of schedule, and they've got the same number of RPI wins against the top 25.
All right, let's reveal who's on the left. Ooh, Nebraska, which got a huge win tonight over Indiana.
Nebraska actually bumped Providence in Joe's projections with the win at Indiana tonight.
I take that back. I've said that your horn sound segment is the most exciting segment we do during a broadcast. That blind resume, though, may top it.
That's what makes this time of year great, isn't it?
43-42. West Virginia has number 23, Oklahoma. Upset alert here tonight at home. Final home game of the regular season for the Sooners. Evan Williams in the corner. West Virginia trailed by 5 at the half. Trailed by as many as 11 at one point in the first half. Staten has been great tonight. Another jumper from Juwan Staten. Brown gets his miss.
Gary Brown is doing the job on the offensive glass. Not real big, just tremendous effort flying in from the perimeter. Picks up his second offensive rebound in the second half.
Harris floats it up. No. Offensive rebound that time. West Virginia has a dozen offensive boards in this game. Part of the reason they've been able to claw back.
Oklahoma's got to get some movement offensively here. Get some reversals, drive the basketball in, pitch it out, attack again.
Cousins, the extra pass to Bennett. Bennett's foul. And now Noreen with 4 fouls, so they'll have to go to the bench. Foul trouble has been an issue for Kevin Noreen. Bob Huggins is going to keep him in there. Now he'll make the switch. Debo comes in for Noreen. Back in front. Midway point in the second half. The baseline, Harris had it blocked by Bennett. And a foul coming back up the floor on West Virginia.
Harris had the quick catch and shoot in the short corner off the baseline cut. Turned it down, drove it in to the waiting Bennett. Bennett said, not tonight.
Oklahoma's not very deep. Bennett, one of the guys that Ron Kruger takes off the bench, gives some size. It's a nice play there.
And he continues to improve. The Oklahoma staff really pleased with the progress he's beginning to make.
Hield. Boy, he needed that. That's his first field goal tonight, and it gives the Sooners the 47-43 lead, under 10 to go.
Did you think we'd be under 10, Clay? And between Hield and Harris, we've only got 2 made threes in the game.
Contrast from a month ago. Staten. Williams got the miss, the stick back, and the foul.
Nice left-hand finish by the freshman. We've been talking about that throughout the game, him trusting that weak hand. That time he gathered it, went strong to the basket, finished with the left. And it's all results from forced help by Staten's penetration. Opens up the offensive rebounding lane for Williams.
Well, 0 for 5 at the foul line is West Virginia. Meanwhile, Oklahoma has 10 points at the stripe. And there's another three from Hield, who's starting to feel it here in the second half.
You can't leave him for a second on penetration in that situation. Harris fell asleep. Hield got open.
And Huggs has seen enough. Timeout, West Virginia.
Buddy Hield for Oklahoma is starting to heat up. No threes in the first half, and now 2 in a row, including that one in transition. Oklahoma back on top.
ESPN Wednesday Night Hoops from Norman. A couple of teams that score a lot of points. It's been more of a defensive battle here tonight. 5-point lead for the Sooners. Oklahoma on a 10-2 run, and Buddy Hield, no field goals in the first half. He's come alive here in the second.
Well, he can get it going in a hurry because of his ability to create shots, as you see off the bounce right there, and find his way to the open spot. Good job of moving on penetration, creating the angle for the pass, and the easy step-in three.
Oklahoma ranks 10th in the nation in scoring, 82 points per game. Buddy Hield has been the leading scorer this year at around 17 points per night. Just the 1 point in the first half, but he's hit a couple of threes here last couple of minutes. And it's a 10-2 run for Lon Kruger's bunch over the last 6.5 minutes.
And one of the big things that's kept West Virginia in it on the defensive end, they've been able to set their defense because offensively they've shown terrific patience and taken good shots. That's allowed them to get back and get their defense set and take away some of that three-point shooting for Oklahoma in transition.
Oklahoma trying to get a stop here. Shot clock inside of 10. Staten with 20 points to lead everybody. He's got it, goes to the hoop, has it stripped and taken away by Bennett. 10th West Virginia turnover. Here's Hield feeling it from the corner. Bennett tips it out, but nobody there for the Sooners. Staten leads the charge and rolls it in.
So hard to guard in transition if you don't get him stopped.
Hield tries again and buries it.
Oklahoma as good as anybody in college basketball at sprinting to the corners in transition to create spacing and shooting opportunities.
Harris traveled. Well, how many times has West Virginia done that tonight? 53-47. Buddy Hield and the Sooners looking good now.
At the top of the hour on ESPNU, Justin Copps, Cal's leading scorer, and the Bears take on Utah. Both of these teams are bubble teams. Cal has one of the last 4 byes, according to Joe Lunardi. Utah a little bit further off the bubble.
All right, Anish, we'll see you a little bit here. 7:52 to go, 53-47, Oklahoma. Buddy Hield has really picked it up. Let's go back a month, February 5th, end of regulation. Oklahoma was down, came all the way back to take the lead late, but then Aaron Harris hit a 3 to send it to overtime.
Aaron Harris was outstanding in that game, hit big 3 after big 3.
West Virginia beat a travel-weary Oklahoma team. It took them 24 hours because of snow and ice to get to Morgantown. Whether that played a part in it or not, certainly Lon Kruger didn't use it as an excuse, but West Virginia got the upset win. Meanwhile, Aaron Harris, very quiet here tonight, just that one three-point make.
Well, Oklahoma's done an outstanding job of being physical with him when he cuts and not letting him break free on the perimeter. You see the difference in his performance. And the biggest is not just the point total, but the fact that he's not getting shots off. It's not that he's missing them. They're not letting him get shots.
Meanwhile, Buddy Hield started 0 for 8 from the field. He's hit 3 big triples here in the second half. Now Oklahoma leads at 53-47. Hield averages 3.4 threes per game. Cameron Clark takes that 3. Oklahoma now 9 of 28 from outside the arc.
We're witnessing one of the rare instances where West Virginia plays without Jawan Staten in the game.
Leads the Big 12 in minutes played. That was a long 3 for Harris. Offensive board. Williams battling, throws it up. No. Rebound brought down by Adrian. And Brown hits the 3.
Offensive rebound, kick out for the 3. Second chance points for West Virginia. They are not going to go away.
Clark leans in, got it, and Noreen is just fouled out.
Clark dribbling into the shot. Noreen gets up under him, bangs him on the arm and with the body. Clark with a chance at an and one. Clark creates a lot of difficult shots for himself by dribbling into the defense. Have a little bit more patience offensively, and that one went in, but he takes a lot of those shots. I think that's why we've seen some inconsistency from him this year in Big 12 play, Clay, with the up and down in his scoring totals.
The senior on his final home game, leading Oklahoma in scoring with 14 points. Thursday, triple header on the Thursday night showcase presented by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Penn State, Northwestern at 7. Hawaii and UC Santa Barbara at 9. And Washington State taking on USC at 11. It's been a tough year for Penn State, but remember they swept the Buckeyes this year.
They did. They did, and they have made progress. Pat Chambers doing a fine job at Penn State.
Whistle and a foul away from the ball. That's going to go against Buddy Hield. That's number 3 on Buddy. Sophomore from the Bahamas. Double figures in 28 of the 30 games for Oklahoma this year. Just 1 point at halftime, but 3 big triples here in the second half.
I think that's one of the things that makes Oklahoma so dangerous, Clay, especially come NCAA tournament time. Those quick turnarounds is their ability to shoot the basketball from the perimeter and have a guy like Hill who can get hot in a hurry and fill it up.
After that miss by Staten at the line, West Virginia 0 for 6 at the strike. That's the difference in this game, 6 points. Hield tries from this wing and hits it. Man, he has caught fire. And Huggins wants another timeout.
Right now, Aaron Harris letting his lack of offense impact his defense. Buddy Hield's just hit 3 in a short amount of time. You can't let him get loose. One of the things Hield does really well is move without the basketball. You see him a little setup. You can't go underneath of that handoff. You've got to chase him over top and stay on his shooting shoulder, make him drive the basketball, and chase him off the line.
And you can read Huggins' lips. Who's got him?
So many times players let their offense dictate how they play on the defensive end. Aaron Harris letting that happen right now. He knows better than to go underneath a handoff when you're guarding Buddy Hield.
Just 1 point in the first half. Didn't make a field goal. He's hit 4 threes here in the second. But with Juwan Staten in the equation, West Virginia's never out of it.
Never out of it. Because he can control a game with his ball handling and his ability to penetrate and get to the foul line.
Harris got a couple of times about the outside shot. Trying to thread it inside to Williams, who was knocked out of bounds by the Sooners. It's 11 seconds on the shot clock. West Virginia down 9. What are they looking for here?
West Virginia's got to get something going to the basket, attack the rim.
Brown does. He goes in, but he dribbled it off his knee.
And Bob Huggins complaining and thought he got scraped. He's been asking for that physical foul on drives all night. He didn't get that one. West Virginia with some turnover issues tonight. And the big challenge is it's turned into a lower scoring game to 14 Oklahoma points.
Day to shoot. Clark missed it, but there's Cousins for the board. They can afford to be patient now here with 5 minutes to go. Well, they're not going to hit 82 points tonight. We know that. I wouldn't think anyways. Clark now makes his move. That's power on the baseline.
And he's a mismatch when he gets a 5-man like Devin Williams on him because of his ability to put the ball on the deck and get to the rim.
Harris launches a 3. Didn't draw iron.
The biggest key in this game has been Buddy Hield's emergence in the second half and the job Oklahoma has done on Aaron Harris defensively.
Now Cousins hits, biggest lead for Oklahoma. It's a 13-point cushion with 4:18 to play. And West Virginia is down to its last timeout.
Buddy Hield has taken over this basketball game in the second half with his ability not only to make shots, but to get himself open. As a scorer, one of the things he does well is move without the basketball. You see him spacing and moving to open areas to create scoring opportunities for himself. And when he has knocked them down at a high rate in this second half. It's his three-point shooting that has helped Oklahoma separate from West Virginia.
Balanced scoring. Look at this. All 5 starters averaging in double figures. Isaiah Cousins quiet tonight offensively, but still double-figure point nights from Hield and Clark. Woodard is closing in on double figures. And Spangler, what he gives you on the glass and defensively is always big.
Spangler gives you a presence every night, whether his numbers are big or not. He does so much for this team that does not show up in the stat column.
He's got 8 rebounds tonight. Again, if Oklahoma wins the final 2 games of the regular season, they will be the 2 seed in the Big 12 tournament. State has it rejected by Cameron Clark. But there's a foul called on Oklahoma.
A little dribble handoff off the pin down creates the mismatch on the switch. Staten drives it. The whole Oklahoma team is waiting on him. I don't think he got fouled with the body. I think it was a good block.
Cameron Clark is called for the foul. First free throw make tonight for West Virginia.
Tough to win on the road if you don't pick up some easy baskets in transition, on the glass, and at the foul line.
When West Virginia upset Oklahoma last month, they hit 24 free throws out of 32 attempts. A different story this time around.
Huge difference.
Figure lead for Oklahoma, under 4 minutes to go. Cousins forcing his way in for a closer look and got it.
See, that I like from Cameron Clark. Took his time, saw the mismatch, back Staten in, turned and took an on-balance shot.
And then Harris answers back for West Virginia.
And one of the challenges if you're West Virginia right now is you can't match them basket for basket. You got to find a way to get some stops. They are not built for comebacks the way they play offensively. They have to do something to create some turnovers. The clock is not their friend right now.
Cousins is going to get to the line. And we've got a timeout. Sooners hit the stripe when we come back with 3:01 to go. They're up by 11.
At the top of the hour on ESPNU, DeLon Wright and Utah take on Cal. Utah just 1-7 away from home.
Meanwhile, back here in Norman, 65-54, number 23 Oklahoma. They've opened up double-digit lead here in the second half. Cameron Clark, he is one rebound away from the double-double, 19 points, 9 boards.
Cameron Clark has done an outstanding job tonight of taking the right kind of shots. You see that he's on balance. He's going straight up and straight down, and he's a mismatch problem when he gets a bigger guy on him because of his ability to do what you see right there. Back down a smaller guy at his size or take a bigger guy off the bounce. He's a mismatch, and tonight he's taking advantage of it to the tune of 19 points.
He was a starter his first 2 years at Oklahoma. His game really fell off last year. He wasn't in the starting rotation. And this year he kind of retooled his game. And he has become a leader as a senior. And what they would do without him and the way he has played here this season.
Well, I think he is a great example, Clay, of what you see from a Lon Kruger program. The players are going to get better. Not a lot of McDonald's All-American types in his program, but really good players that are going to continue to grow as their career moves forward. Cameron Clark, a good example of that.
67-54, Oklahoma under 3 minutes to go. Williams, and he missed the shot. And Clark has the double-double. This is 10th board.
And Williams is getting better at getting position, and he'll learn how to feel that defense and read it and take what the defense gives him instead of making up his mind before he gets the basketball what move he wants to do.
And the Sooners being real patient, taking it inside of 10 again. Freshman point guard Woodard has it poked away. Brown the steal, and he'll lay it in.
Gary Brown's been nice tonight, Clay.
Yep.
Brought some energy for Oklahoma, got on the offensive glass, knocked down a couple of J's, and then the steal and the layup.
A foul in the backcourt here. And Oklahoma calls a timeout with exactly 2 minutes to go. Friday night on ESPNU. The Ohio Valley Conference Championship quarterfinals start tomorrow. 1 seed Belmont, the 2 seed Murray State. Belmont has the Ohio Valley Player of the Year in J.J. Mann. And Cameron Payne, the Freshman of the Year for Murray State. It could come down to those two teams meeting in the title.
Two outstanding programs, definitely the class of that league. We mentioned earlier, watch out for Eastern Kentucky as well in that tournament. They've got terrific guard play.
All right, you got Oklahoma with a double-digit lead here, but still time for West Virginia, even though they have 1 timeout left.
Well, the challenge is going to be they can't trade baskets at this point, and they can't allow Oklahoma to take a lot of time off the clock. They've got to try to create some turnovers, get something easy, chip away at this lead. Not chip away, but cut into it very quickly.
Now a foul on Adrian. And Oklahoma will go to the foul line.
Well, we talked about the development of Cameron Clark and the other players at Oklahoma. A big reason for that is the outstanding staff that Lon Kruger has. Chris Crutchfield, Steve Henson, who played for Lon at Kansas State, and Lou Hill. They've recruited the right kind of guys and done a good job of helping Lon Kruger develop his players.
It was actually on Harris, so Harris fouls out. And what a disappointment for Aaron Harris after that big night against Oklahoma in the last meeting. He fouls out with 5 points.
And this is where you miss Henderson.
Yep.
Terry Henderson for West Virginia is a third guy that can score the basketball. You don't get anything from Harris tonight. There's no third guy to step in that place and help get you some points.
So Hornby will shoot the 1-and-1. Oklahoma beat Texas here on Saturday. First sweep of Texas since 2005. Also swept Oklahoma State this year. First time they've swept both of those schools in the Big 12 era. Lon Kruger was hoping to get a good performance from them here tonight in the final home regular season game. And it was a while there here in the second half where West Virginia took the lead, but it comes storming back here in the second half, thanks in large part to Buddy Hield.
Buddy Hield got himself loose on the perimeter. Great scorers, know how to get to open areas and move without the basketball. The game is about movement and spacing on the offensive end, not just creating plays off the bounce.
Double-double for Williams tonight. 10 points, 12 rebounds.
How good is this West Virginia team going to be moving forward? All of these guys back. Jawan Staten will be a preseason player of the year type candidate. With Jonathan Holton and Elijah Macon sitting out, we're going to add a lot.
Cousins from the corner gets the three. At this point, it comes, it's halftime.
shooters everywhere for the Sooners. You can usually find them over in the corner, spotted up.
And Williams gets a nice pass from State. And we're under a minute to go. I think West Virginia is going to be a candidate for the NIT.
I don't think there's any question there's a chance for that. You know, the challenge with the NIT, it's not as easy to get into as it used to because there's automatic bids for regular season champions.
We're going to go to 16 and 14 overall, 8 and 9 in the Big 12 as Adrian picks up the foul. Oklahoma is going to go to 22 and 8 overall, 11 and 6 in the Big 12. Here's the resume for the Sooners. We said it before. Joe Lunardi right now has them as a 5 seed in the NCAA tournament, and right now they can only help themselves.
Well, there's no question, and the key is that you saw 5 quality wins because that's all that we could fit on the graphic. They have 8 in the top 50. This is a team that's going to be a matchup issue for anybody they see in the NCAA tournament. I would not be surprised to see Oklahoma playing on the second weekend in March.
Cameron Clark, the senior, it's a standing ovation here from the home crowd. And Neal, the other senior, checks in. I mentioned it before, they had their senior night officially on Saturday. This is the final time in front of the home folks for those two.
It's always nice when you can get it in a win and be able to exit a little bit early and let the fans show their appreciation for the work you've done.
And Cousins with the foul, and now we'll shoot on this end. 29 seconds left.
Go up 12 with 30 seconds left, Clay. I like to see coaches take their main guys out in this situation. You don't need a rolled ankle or, God forbid, a major injury to take a guy out of your tournament hopes.
And immediately calls for Neal so he can get the standing ovation. Tyler Neal, the senior from Oklahoma City. It's classy on Lon Kruger's part.
Classy guy, classy program.
Oklahoma will be at TCU on Saturday. If they win that game, they're going to be the 2 seed in the Big 12 tournament next week.
And the key tonight is what we talked about at the outset. Their defense continues to improve, holding West Virginia to 62.
Three guys in double figures for Oklahoma. Big night for Jawan Staten. Again, 23 points, but in a losing effort. 72-62 the final. Number 23, Oklahoma, with the win, even though West Virginia had the lead for a while here in the second half.
A great effort by West Virginia. Turnovers hurt them. And Oklahoma, Buddy Hield getting hot in the second half, the difference.
That's going to do it from Norman. Coming up next, Utah taking on Cal. For Darren Horn, I'm Clay Matvick. Getting you ready for that game. Let's go back to the studio. Andy Beach.
All right, Clay, thank you.